What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to give my final Game Awards predictions, expectations. It's good to be back. It's good to do this yet again. If you guys want to watch this with me, we had record-breaking live stream numbers last year, just like Jeff Keighley always has. If you guys want to watch it with me, I will be co-streaming it. I don't know which day this video goes up, but I'm going to be live streaming about an hour and 15 minutes before the show starts. The show starts at 5 p.m. Pacific time, okay? So I'm going to be live around 3:45, maybe even 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Do your conversions to your time zone, but I would love to see you guys there. I am very, very excited. I always get pretty pumped up for really any of these shows. Jeff Keighley shows, of course, have some sort of allure to them. And let's get into kind of what to expect here, right? This is a Jeff Keighley show, so as excited as I sound, and I haven't stopped talking, I haven't taken one break yet, they do come with the fair share of disappointments, right? Not everything that everybody expects to be there is going to be there. What I normally expect from a Jeff Keighley show, specifically the Game Awards, though, right? Because the Game Awards really is his time to shine. Summer Game Fest is very, very uneven. Sometimes there's really big things, or actually there are shows where he's got the biggest announcements, maybe even bigger than the Game Awards, but it also can be some of the worst shows he's ever done, right? Very uneven. The Game Awards tends to be an overall better show from the perspective, okay, of the world reveals. There's, of course, like the ads that everybody, including myself, gets very mad at. You know, the way he's been doing it last year in particular, was kind of disgraceful. It was pretty embarrassing overall, I would say. But when we're just talking about the reveals that are shown at his show, and specifically the Game Awards, they tend to be pretty okay. And you can normally count on a couple, and I do say a couple as in like two or so, really big reveals, right? So like going into this year, and I'm going to get through, you know, what we should expect to be there and what is going to be there, all that stuff, you know, like Jedi Survivor, right? That, in terms of what we know, and that game is what we know, and we're going to see gameplay there, that one is a pretty big game. I would argue we still got 1 to 2 other games that are going to be bigger than it that are going to be shown there for the very first time. Again, I would say you can normally count on a couple games that are either like very far out rumored, right? Or like we know are coming out, but they're years away, or we don't know, like, period. Mass Effect would probably come to mind. Wolf Among Us. Now, Wolf Among Us, smaller game, but we didn't know about it, right? It was a brand new reveal. So he tends to do these every year where or Wonder Woman would be last year's, right? That's a really good example. Big game. We don't really see much of it, and it's coming out God knows when, but it's a big thing. And you can normally expect a couple of those each year. So I don't think Jedi Survivor is that game because we already know, right? Now, I want to give you guys my one big prediction. So what is that game this year? What could that game be? And I've said this before, kind of behind the scenes, maybe some of you have heard it, I think BioShock. I really have a good feeling about BioShock. There's other games for sure that he could do. People had brought up good suggestions even on Twitter. I asked people, like, what are some, like, oddball predictions, right? And there were some really good ones. I just feel like BioShock it's confirmed. We know we're getting one. It really, I don't think, is too far away. Like, I don't think it comes out next year, but I wouldn't be shocked if we had a BioShock game in 2024. So it's a game that's not close, but it's within reason, right? And it's a game we already know, but it would be such a gigantic thing because we don't have a trailer for it. We just know that it is being worked on. So that's the game, to me, that I think makes a lot of sense to be shown. And then, of course, from what we know, we got Jedi Survivor, Final Fantasy 16. We'll get the release date for that. I guess that's not confirmed. We know it's going to be there, Final Fantasy 16. We don't know about the release date, but I really do think it's going to happen. At this point, Horizon DLC kind of makes sense, right? I think Wumpa League is a slam dunk thing to be there, and I've talked about that in other videos before, but I'll just throw that out there that I think Wumpa League will be there and hopefully gets a release date as well as gameplay. Remember that he tends to be kind of even. It's not going to be just a Sony specific show or an Xbox specific show, so that's something to kind of throw out there. Other big reveals I'm thinking of is I do believe Death Stranding is going to go. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it because I've probably bored you guys so much in the past talking about Death Stranding 2. I think all the signs signs are there that Hideo Kojima is going to reveal Death Stranding 2 at the Game Awards. If nothing else, I think he'll be there. Like, he'll have a game announcement. It could be Overdose, I suppose. I really think, though, that his big announcement will be Death Stranding 2. So, honestly, if we're walking away from the show and we get BioShock or an equivalent big game that's a few years away that we either don't know about entirely, or like maybe a Naughty Dog game, like a brand new Naughty Dog game, right? Or it's a game like BioShock that we do know, but it's still far away. If we walked away with that and Death Stranding 2, I'd be pretty happy, because then you got the other tier. You got Jedi Survivor with gameplay and a release date. You got, Final Fantasy. I think you're going to get a couple others. Starfield is something that people have thrown around if you're looking for like an Xbox equivalent. He had Hellblade, I believe, last year? So could he do it back to back? I suppose. I don't know, though. Like Starfield, if it comes out within the first 6 to 8 months of the year, of next year, 2023, I think you could show it and give a release date. I really think that's possible. So maybe Starfield from like a Microsoft point of view. Those are kind of the range that I'd be expecting. I think some people have brought up like Kingdom Hearts. Maybe Kingdom Hearts is an interesting one that I don't think would be there, but it would be something that would be, in my opinion, pretty big. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't think it's going to be like 30 announcements. Remember, a thing that Jeff Keighley had just said in an interview, I think this past weekend, was the show is going to be shorter, significantly shorter, and it would actually have less announcements. Now, the less announcements thing kind of worries me, and it's a pro con, I suppose. The show last year was too long. He has ballooned it so much over the past years that last year it just stretched, and there were quite a few announcements, but it just took so long. And again, you constantly had those stupid ads. Of course, there's actually like the game awards themselves. I guess I'll throw this in there. I could care less. I mean, I don't know who does care about it. And if you do, that's totally fine. I'm not like going against you. I could care less what game wins an award from 100 gaming journalists combined. The fan voting seems to actually be either rigged or cheating with bots. You could look up online. There's actually some pretty interesting data being collected for like the Sonic Frontiers versus Genshin Impact voting. It's kind of odd. So like, do I put any stock into what people think is Game of the Year there? No, I do not. Maybe I'm a little selfish and I only care about what I think is my favorite Game of the Year, right? I don't care what these 100 journalists think. But, those, as they always will be, they'll be there. You'll get the celebrities presenting things. Hopefully they're not obnoxious. So, if you're cutting out the fat of the show, but the fat isn't necessarily like the awards I don't care about. I know some people want to see more of them. That's fine, but you got that, and you also have the annoying ads. If those aren't the things that are cut out, and instead reveals are the things that are cut out, the show will actually suffer. So we'll see how it actually all goes, but it's always fun. It's always fun doing these, and I love co-streaming them. I love interacting with you guys. So it's going to be a fun show regardless. We're going to get some big things no matter what. The question always is how many, right? We're going to get some big stuff. Just how many big things are we going to get? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, set your notifications now. I have the live stream video up on the channel. Just set a reminder, come back, watch it live with me. We'll have a blast, I promise. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.